On this episode of I'm Not a Lawyer But, the Debrief.
Hey Mel, hey Gooseby.
What's happening?
I want to object to Cardi B. Since you was doing so good, we was all rooting for you. And then you gonna throw the marker at the man at the interview. He was out of line, but also, girl, you just got out the hot seat. That's it. At this point, what was the old girl? Pay her the money. Give her money because clearly Cardi did it.
Now, if you're not ready, then go ahead and tell me you're not ready.
I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm not a lawyer, but
The Debrief.
hello and welcome to another episode of I'm Not a Lawyer, But.
The Debrief.
I am Melanie, aka I'm Not a Lawyer, But, and I'm joined by my co-host.
Gooseby. How y'all doing?
We are not lawyers or legal experts, but we consume ourselves with legal things, and then we get on this podcast and talk about them. And sometimes I get comments that say, "You're not a lawyer, you should shut up." And I got a couple this week because people are dumb. Anyway, a ton of things have been happening this week that I am going to give my non-lawyer opinion on. And if you don't like it, I don't care.
If you read the title.
So I actually want to start with Cardi B because I got ate up in the comments last week. Here's the thing. Here is the thing for everyone listening.
What'd you get ate up about?
This podcast is filmed on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. PST. We are in California. It's filmed PST Wednesday. Many times the things that we are talking about are in the middle of still happening. And so the opinions that we have sometimes may be outdated by the time that the episode actually premieres publicly, which is on Fridays. We film Wednesdays. There's an editing day in there, and then it's put out on Fridays. We film live with the Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon and join the live filming, you can join. But what happens is we film this podcast Wednesday, we put it out Friday, and sometimes things have evolved or changed from the time in which we filmed. That is what happened last week. And so everybody was mad at me because last week we talked about Cardi B, and when we filmed, it was at the point in her trial at which the pictures of her nails had not been put into evidence at the trial. It hadn't happened yet. At that point, the receptionist hadn't happened yet. The doctor hadn't testified yet. I actually said, I think in the episode, at the end, I was like, so the judge is going to decide if the receptionist is going to testify because it hadn't happened yet. And so people were upset with me because I was talking about stiletto nails and they were like, she didn't have stiletto nails. You need to get more information. I literally watch trials all day. I get the information.
She does.
That said, my opinions have evolved. And actually, we have a verdict now, so we can do the whole case now. Okay, it's all the way done. So first, I want to say the picture that came out during the trial that happened after we recorded last week was this picture. And it shows Cardi B's nails. And I can't really zoom in. But if you were to zoom in, what you would see is that her nails are not stiletto, like I was saying. They're actually, I think she said coffin, which means that the tip of it is flat instead of pointy. And so that matters because the whole claim was that she scratched this girl with these pointy nails, and the plaintiff's attorney kept harping on the nails. And the whole point is she didn't even have nails like that. So that was a big deal. The receptionist also testified, and I thought she was amazing. I thought she gave a very credible testimony. And then the doctor that Cardi went to see also testified. And here's what I found to be interesting about the doctor's testimony. And I just want to quickly go to, the original complaint. In the original complaint, I'm going to scroll quickly. If you are listening instead of watching, I have the complaint, the lawsuit that was actually filed against Cardi. And why I wanted to bring it up is because the plaintiff says, here we go. Defendant also used multiple profanities and racial slurs against plaintiff, right? Who is African-American. So Cardi, against Ellis was her last name. And so this complaint says defendant, meaning Cardi B, then used her celebrity status to get plaintiff fired from her job as a security guard. This is in the actual lawsuit, the original one. So what is clear based off of this is that Ellis, the security guard, literally believed that Cardi got her fired after this. What came out during the trial that was so funny to me is that Cardi and the doctor was like, Cardi didn't care. We and the receptionist, we thought she was going to be all hysterical about this situation. Cardi did not care. The doctor was more upset by the behavior of the security guard that the doctor got her fired. So hold on. Let me show you the clip of the doctor on the stand saying he's the one that was so appalled by her behavior that he told. So hold on.
That he snitched, huh?
Don't talk about snitches.
I know.
And what I had witnessed of the conduct of our security guard when I was out there, I said she needs to go. Then my administrator on Monday morning, I think took Tiara down and made a statement for the building, and then the building proceeded to do what they did.
See, I think
So
First comment from me though. If I wasn't sitting here right now knowing what was happening, I would think this is 1960 something.
oh my gosh, because the
Dude looks.
Even
And the colors.
the courtrooms in California for some reason are so orange brown
My goodness.
dated. It's the Rocky one too. The courtroom even being in there. I was like, what is happening? Y'all should update this.
And his attire, the way he looks so 1960, 70.
That's funny. But the way what you heard in the beginning is that he said she needs to go. So he was the one who told, and then the following Monday, his receptionist, he also had the administrator take the receptionist down to go file a complaint about this girl.
Yeah.
So Cardi did not get this girl fired, which, was a lot to do with this lawsuit because she was, trying to, I don't know. Regardless, I wanted to bring that up. The next thing I wanted to talk about is
also most people don't go that far to try to get people fired. Even when people wrong me in certain situations at businesses, you harp and yell and do this and that. But if the manager ain't right there,
yes,
even if they give you the manager number, whatever.
Yes,
you ain't gonna remember the call.
I have to be very, very upset to do it. I agree. And somebody is saying in the comments, and I actually agree, the security guard got herself fired. I'm saying the doctor did, but the doctor really, your behavior is what got you fired. Nobody got you fired but you, honey, just so we're clear. So whatever, Cardi takes the stand and is absolutely hysterical. I think one of my videos is at, on TikTok, it's at like 14 million, but on I think Facebook, it's at like 6 or 7 million, and it's almost at 1 million on YouTube. It's this little like compilation I put together because she's just funny. She's hysterical. Yeah. And so yesterday, again, today is Wednesday. So Tuesday, the closings happened. And before closings finished, Cardi went outside on lunch. And when she went outside on lunch, there is a blogger whose name is Donut. He asked her a question, and I'm just going to play the clip because I'm also getting ate up about this clip because people just always have something to say to me.
What you getting ate up about this clip?
Hold on. I'll tell you in a second. So here's what happened. This is from TMZ. There's a bunch of clips, but
yeah, Cardi.
This is Cardi on lunch, walking out.
Hey Cardi, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Cardi, insiders are claiming that Offset is publicly bragging about getting you pregnant for the 4th time. Do you foresee any paternity issues with Stephon Diggs?
Stop disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me.
I got another marker, Cardi.
Cardi, your court look is amazing.
You're amazing. I still love you even though you just threw some stuff at me.
I don't care. You're disrespectful. Don't do that. Do you see women asking those type of questions to me? Do you see women asking those questions to me?
It's legit.
Why do you feel as a man you get to ask me those type of questions? Act like you have some manners. And your mama taught you, respect women.
So So I mean, right,
Cardi,
the part of his question is like, you don't know who your baby daddy is, which is disrespectful.
he deserved
What's
everything.
Funny, the irony of her being sued for assault and battery, walking outside and throwing a pin is, I don't care what y'all say, that's funny. That's a funny lady. The fact that she would do that in front of the court, she literally just walked out of the courthouse and did that
without hesitation, though.
That's funny.
She was like, what's something I can do? You know.
And then the other guy's like, I have another marker, Cardi.
I do that. I do that when them kids get on my nerves and I need something to throw at you right fast. But I can't throw anything. I got to pick the right thing. I'm like, but she threw that pen.
Funny. So I made the video like, Cardi, you can't be on trial for assault and battery and go outside and assault and batter somebody. I'm being funny. Apparently, my jokes didn't land this week because people were like, oh my gosh. Meanwhile, just so we're clear, if you've been a part of this podcast or listened for a while, you know the definition of assault. We've gone over this, right? We've talked about the difference between assault and battery. They are not the same. Mm-hmm. If I swing at you and miss, I can still be charged with assault. As long as you believe that I was swinging at you and you were in fear that I was going to hit you regardless of the landing, that's assault. So if she throws a pin at this reporter and he even says, even though you just threw a pin at me, right? The understanding here is that she was throwing something at him. Ding, 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 assault.
Yeah.
That's what it could be. I'm not saying that I think it's about as dumb as the scratch. I'm not saying he should. But for all the people who are so funny, oh, you're not a lawyer. Guess what? Neither are you. Go look up assault. That's number one. Number two, the battery part, I was being funny because battery, it would have to land, right? It would have to actually connect.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. We know that. Just needed to clear that up.
Let's clear this up, though.
What?
Oh, boy, is her ex-husband.
Offset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that who he was saying that she was pregnant by again?
He's saying Offset is claiming to be the father of your fourth child. Do you foresee any paternity issues between him and Stephon Diggs because she's currently dating Diggs, the NFL player?
See, I don't be knowing all that. I thought, okay, and Offset is dating somebody else too, right?
I think he was dating somebody while he was with her.
I thought it was.
I think he dated a couple people, but that's neither here or there. We're not here to talk about their marriage concerns.
Might be a legitimate question, but you shouldn't ask that. Okay, so
they're still married. I was gonna say they still.
Oh, they still married?
I don't know. I mean, they're in the process of a divorce. I believe that they have. I don't know if they filed or not. I haven't looked up their documents, so I can't speak on that. The point is, okay. Look up the assault, the difference between assault and battery before you come in my comments.
And Cardi B should not be doing that because
it's funny.
It is funny.
For
it is
her,
hilarious.
What she should have did for the attorneys, not me.
What would have been hilarious if she would have acted like she was about to like, you thought you was gonna get me.
She don't have that kind of
self-discipline.
That's kind of self-control. She ain't got it like that. She picked that up so she wanted to make a point. I found it to be funny. If she gets sued and has to pay another $1 million plus or whatever she pays for her attorneys to fight off a lawsuit, that's her business. If that's how she want to choose to spend her money, that's her business because she already got a lawsuit for throwing that mic in Vegas. So listen, if you want to make a bunch of money and spend it on lawyers, all the best to you. I would be down for another season of watching you on the witness stand. I don't care. I'm down. The views come in. It's funny. Do what you want to do, girl.
If that pen would have hit my leg, though, oh my goodness. Mel, help me.
So, right.
I'd have been tore up.
And so, as you can imagine, because
tore my ACL,
the plaintiff's attorney is ridiculous, right? The man representing the security guard suing Cardi was a completely terrible lawyer. I mean, not good. He was so bad. And so what happens after this lunch break incident where Cardi throws a pin? What does the lawyer do? Go back in and tell the judge.
Oh yeah, I would have told too.
I think it's important. I think this court has a duty to handle the situation, which is what happened. During the lunch hour, Cardi B went outside and threw something at one of the news reporters. I have it on video. She's been staring at my clients, all three of them, trying to intimidate them. I think it's unfair and it's they feel scared. They feel scared about what she may do to them because of what she did to that court reporter, which I have on video.
To the court reporter?
I'm sorry, to one of the news reporters. She threw an item at the news reporter physically in front of this courthouse on court property outside this courtroom. So I would ask that she be admonished and be told not to handle herself in this way and not to look at my clients anymore.
All right, so the court can't make any orders for conduct that the court didn't witness.
I can show the court the video.
Well, I still haven't witnessed it. To the extent I think it appropriate that the parties be courteous to each other. I don't think it's appropriate for anyone to be either threatening anyone or even by way of staring at someone. People can take offense to that. So please continue to act courteously with each other.
May I just add one thing?
Sure.
I've been sitting here throughout the whole trial. Plaintiff has never looked this way, so I don't know what she's talking about.
Okay.
Second, plaintiff is halfway between Cardi and the jury box and the witness. I have never seen Cardi do anything else other than watch. Sometimes
All right, it's just our attorneys trying to defend her, but
she looked like she wanted black.
Yeah, she did. I know she would say something. I know it. When you do dumb stuff,
yeah,
you feel dumb afterward. You know, like it's like, dang, I shouldn't have did that. And now, of course, he gonna bring it. She probably was over there like, dummy. But what can you do? Because that's the choice you made. Hopefully, she eventually learns her lesson and she doesn't throw things. But I also need to highlight, because again, this attorney was so bad. He talked about the security guard's vaginal discharge repeatedly throughout the trial and also during his closing. And it just was so bizarre and uncalled for. The context of the vaginal discharge is that she went to see an OB, right? An OBGYN for vaginal discharge. What the Cardi's attorney was saying is, when you go to the doctor, you are asked, regardless of if you're going for your toe, you're asked, do you feel suicidal? Do you drink a lot? Do you smoke a lot? You're asked questions about your overall health. So Cardi's attorneys were saying she went to the doctor and never brought up how she was feeling regarding this cut on her forehead. They could have left it at that. Her attorney's like, she went for vaginal discharge. And he just like keeps saying it. And then in closing, he says it again. And it just is like.
Did Cardi B say something about like you stanky girl or
no? Nobody brought up her vagina. Well, Cardi said she went to a vagina doctor, but she was pregnant. That's very different. And they were also being very protective about that. This lawyer was just like, vaginal discharge. You get a vaginal discharge. Like it was so.
That's weird, man.
It was very inappropriate.
What? And the girl didn't mention, even the security officer, she didn't mention anything about vaginal discharge.
He did. Nobody was bringing that up. He was being dumb.
She had to be so embarrassed.
I could only imagine. But what he also said during his closing, I thought that this was crazy. And I was working on a recap of the closings because I wanted to talk about vaginal discharge. Well, I wanted to talk about him talking about vaginal discharge. But I also wanted to talk about this like really bad comparison that he made. I'm going to play it and then you'll hear.
This is an assault and battery. It's not a simple car accident where it's just, some bumps and bruises. This is a serious injury. Very serious. And Miss Ellis is.
I'm going to keep going, but did you hear him?
It's serious.
This is not a simple car accident.
This is a serious
injury. Sir, a car accident is so serious.
Yes.
He's like, it's not just some bumps and bruises. We're comparing the non-existent scratches on her head
to a vehicle accident.
To a car accident where people have died.
He trying. He's milking. He's milking.
So bad.
He's trying his best.
I couldn't believe he said that. Okay, hold on.
This is an assault and battery. It's not a simple car accident where it's just, you know, some bumps and bruises. This is a serious, serious injury, very serious, and Miss Ellis has been suffering for the last 7.5 years. What kind of weight do we put to that? What kind of number do we attach to that? I don't know what number you're going to attach to that, but for purposes of now, for example, you could write $250,000 for the past pain and suffering. This was a violent attack. She was violated. She has a scar to her face now. She's gone through all kinds of medical treatment that she didn't have to go to. So much life was lost from her, time-wise. You can't get it back. All this time that she's lost and feeling embarrassed and all of that. What is the value of life? It's significant. We all went through the pandemic.
You heard that, sir? Objection.
She called 411 pain, or she went off Counter Road.
Oh my God!
And all those businesses that are on side of Counter Road, and you pass that one that says law office,
and
that
you just
dude in there smoking a cigar. What's happening, boy?
And you say,
what's happening?
Like, I'll take it.
Who scratched you? Well, let's get it.
I couldn't believe.
And you don't pay me until I get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't pay me till you get paid. This man
now
said,
we both not gonna get paid.
Well, I don't know what number you should put on them.
250,000. I mean,
she's been suffering for 7 years.
We all went through COVID. What does that have to do with these scratches on this girl's head that don't exist?
That's one of her baby daddies, man.
It's so disrespectful to compare that to a car accident. I just was appalled, honestly. So anyway, I can't
Top dog law.
He said, we got some objections. Objections are call-ins that people can do regarding cases that we are talking about. So we got a few regarding the Cardi B case, so we're going to play them, and we'll see if we have some commentary about them.
Oh my goodness.
I have an objection to the Cardi B trial because it shouldn't have even been a thing. I'm so glad that Cardi decided to take it to trial. And my theory is that Ebony or Imani or whatever her name is tried to bully Cardi and be like, oh, settle or we're going to court. And she didn't expect people to like Cardi B so much. And her lawyer was dumb. And I hope she didn't pay that man because he was terrible. Like, honestly, very, very terrible. But then that's probably because she couldn't find any other lawyer to take this dumb behind case. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I love the podcast, The Debrief. I love I'm Not a Lawyer, but continue to be blessed, continue to be great. Have a great day.
I absolutely, thank you, first of all. I absolutely believe that there was a offer, a letter.
Of course.
I can't think of the word right now, but basic a demand letter. Goodness, pay this money
some
and
ransom.
So yeah, well, it's really a demand letter. Ransom feels a bit much, but absolutely believe that there was a letter sent. The problem is, and I think Cardi even said it after the trial when they were doing a bit of a press conference. She was like, y'all keep suing me with these frivolous lawsuits and I'm a countersue. I'm gonna start suing y'all asses back and then we'll see what happens. So, hey, keep suing her and we'll see what happens.
I would have sent the letter back with a $5 bill in there. There you go. Now get on.
I sent her some Neosporin. Hey girl, this is all you need. But 100%, I believe that it was a demand letter sent. Let's go to the next one.
What's up, y'all? It's Nino. I would like to object to Cardi B throwing that pen at the blogger. Girl, sit your ass down. They not even done deliberating, and you throwing pens. What's happening? Why are we doing this?
You know what? Go ahead.
I agree. Like, what in the hell is happening? Something's not clicking. You should know I am in court for being so-called, allegedly attacking somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody just speaks to me, and now I'm proving to you I can't hold my temper.
Yeah. Well, and remember I said that her attorneys fought to have her prior bad acts not allowed in this trial, right? They're saying do not allow this. But you can imagine that microphone trial she gonna have coming up. They gonna be fighting to get this in because it happened right outside the courtroom. So you are just adding problems onto yourself. Is it, like I said, it's funny, but and to be again clear, that question was not a good question, right? Like he shouldn't have done that, and she should have had the word she had for him without throwing the marker. You should keep the marker, but say the things too. That's what should have happened.
Yeah.
I think we have one more.
Hey Mel, hey Gooseby.
What's happening?
I want to object to Cardi B. Since you was doing so good, we was all rooting for you. And then you gonna throw the marker at the man at the interview. He was out of line, but also, girl, you just got out the hot seat. Don't put yourself back in the hot seat. And now we all seen it, and it's on tape.
Yes.
Girl, every person that's gonna come up to you is going to try you now. I just don't get it. The next trial, we'll see. Cardi B gonna spend all her money on lawyers defending herself from being an easy target. That's it. At this point, what was the old girl? Pay her the money. Give her money because clearly Cardi did it. Clearly Cardi did it.
That's the thing, right? It's like,
that's it.
I know she said that's
it.
it. It makes you.
She
was pregnant at the time. You know. Anyway, don't get me started down that path again. Thank you for the objections. Go ahead.
That comment though, that I don't know what I would have did if I was in the audience. I might have bumped him up. Like, hey man, that was what the hell is happening? But you know, that's who you got people out there that wants that.
Absolutely.
You know, and he almost got it.
Yeah,
because if that pen would have hit him,
oh yeah, take out his
bounced
eye.
off of him and hit me. Hey,
you wasn't there. But you know what they say? You know what you say to little kids? Don't be throwing pencils, playing with pencils, because it could take somebody's eye out. What if you hit somebody's eye? What if you don't know what could have happened? And now you're in a dumb situation because you made a dumb reaction to somebody's dumb comment. So anyway, that's all. All the best to Cardi B until
all
your
the
next
objections about Cardi.
Until your we got one more, I think. All the best to your next lawsuit trial that we'll be covering. Moving on, let's go to the next one because we spend a little bit of time on that Cardi situation. I want to go to Tyre Nichols. So let me just pull up a picture so you have a point of reference. Tyre Nichols is this guy, if you're watching. He was I forgot how old he was actually. Tyre was 29. I was going to say 30. Tyre was a 29-year-old man out of Tennessee who in January of 2023 was pulled over. He was pulled from his car. He was pepper sprayed and hit with a taser by Memphis police officers. He then ran. He was very close to his house. I mean, we're talking like a block from his house. He runs to get away, and 5 officers caught up to him. When they catch up to him, they proceed to beat him, punch him, kick him. I think the officers, have a run tax. Basically, if you make them run, they're going to make you pay for it. And so that's what they were saying happened here. These officers caught up to him and they really, really beat him. He ended up dying 3 days later. So the officers who were charged, there were a total of 5 officers charged. And they were charged on the federal level, but they were also charged on the state level. Sorry, I'm just going to pull up the picture so you have a point of reference for the officers. So of the 5, 2 of them ended up pleading, but 3 of them go to trial. Okay. The federal trial was first, and then the state trial was second. The state trial, they were acquitted on all charges. The jurors found them not guilty. And in the state trial, they were facing second-degree murder. That was like the biggest charge was second-degree murder. So they were acquitted on that.
Wow.
But for the federal trial, the biggest charge in the federal trial was violating Tyre Nichols' civil rights, which resulted in his death. So that was the big charge. They were acquitted on that charge. But They got some witness tampering charges, and then the guy who like did the most actually, yes, one of them was found guilty of violating his rights by causing bodily injury. And then also the witness tampering. So the point is they ended up getting some convictions in the federal trial. They got no convictions in the state trial. Okay. So that is what happened. Now, after the men were convicted in the federal trial, the federal judge had a law clerk. Okay. And that law clerk was coming. There was a law clerk coming to town, to Memphis, and she was staying with a law clerk who was over the trial. Okay, so there's two law clerks, right? There's the one who was over the trial, then there's one who's coming to town to stay with the one who was over the trial. The one who came to town was somebody tried to steal her car and she was shot. This is like within a matter of days after the trial. Yes, it took a turn. Sorry.
What?
A matter of days after the conviction, this second law clerk gets robbed and shot. Okay, she lives, but she gets shot. The judge makes some comments. Again, this is after the conviction, but before sentencing. So this judge still has to do the sentencing. He makes some comments about the investigation. He's frustrated with the police department's investigation of the case. He wants federal charges against these people. He believes that the people who did this to his law clerk are members of a gang. And he believes that one of the officers in this case is a member of that gang. He makes this statement, right? I believe that whoever did this is a member of the gang, and these officers are members of a gang, and that's why the law clerk was targeted. Basically, this has to do with this trial. And the only reason they knew is because the defendant saw my law clerk. They told their people, basically, their people then come after this law clerk, right?
Wow.
He then also says that he believes the Memphis Police Department is infiltrated with gang members at this point. And so after he makes these statements, one of the U.S. attorneys, here's the statements. And she, which is surprising, she files a notice of disclosure. She files a notice to say, this judge said some inappropriate stuff, and it has to do with these defendants. Even though she's the one prosecuting them, she's like, this is inappropriate. So the judge recuses himself. A new judge steps in, and the defendants say, we have the right to a new trial because the judge was clearly biased, and so we should get a new trial. And so now they get a new trial.
Is this not...
Did you follow it? Did it make sense?
I followed it, but is this not could this not be a still an inside job where the judge knows if I say this, I'm gonna have to acquit myself out of recuse myself from this case?
Wait, why would he want to do that?
I mean, I don't know. Probably he's afraid of what happened to his clerk might happen to him. He's like, well, let me just accuse myself, recuse myself of this whole situation. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Prosecutor, you're gonna get me off of this and bring in a judge or somebody that's gonna be more beneficial to these guys, that's already in these guys' pockets or something. I just don't see a judge saying something that's just outlandish like this, that's supposed to be outlandish, and he doesn't know that it's outlandish. And the prosecutor's like, you're not supposed to say that. And he's like, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
I don't think he was on the I'm not supposed to say that. I think that a lot of people have opinions about other people and if you're frustrated because this law clerk, this person who works for you, people get frustrated that about the way crimes are investigated all the time. Like, you can feel like police didn't do a good job. I don't know. That feels a little bit like a conspiracy to me. I'm
not saying that it happened. I'm just saying, wow, I wonder if this
he was
to get himself out of the situation without being hurt. I can say something to get myself recused of the case.
Well, the judge who came on says that in reviewing like the rulings, right? Because the whole point, the defendants are saying this judge was biased, and they provide examples in which they say that the judge's rulings were wrong and it was rooted in their bias towards them or about them, right? And so the new judge is like, I reviewed everything and it actually feels above board. It doesn't feel like this judge was making wrong or inappropriate or like biased rulings during the trial. I am just granting a new trial because if you've been here for a while, you've heard this before, the appearance of, right? What matters for the justice system many times is that the appearance of impropriety is enough to fix something, is enough to reverse something. And so in this instance, the judge is saying, in the interest of justice, and because of how this could look, that's enough of a reason for them to get a brand new trial. And so they get a brand new, and again, this is a federal trial. So the state trial where they were acquitted, that's gone away. They done. So in the federal trial where they really, most of them only got the witness tampering charge conviction, they gonna get to redo it. They gonna get to redo it.
So what are they even, if they found guilty, what then? What could they be sentenced to?
I don't know the sentencing like minimums for it, but they were supposed to be sentenced. It got delayed until December. It was supposed to happen, I think, in September this month. But now that a new trial is coming, obviously that'll be taken off the books and they'll get a new trial. But we won't get to see this one again because it's federal, no cameras in federal courtrooms. But I just found it to be interesting. I found, you know what, the most surprising thing for me about that whole situation is the state attorney actually being honest, because we've experienced so many times where prosecutors are not honest, where they hide stuff, they hide the ball, do all the things that happened in, let's say, YSL or Karen Reed, right? Where you just have these prosecutors who are just not doing what they're supposed to. And the fact that this prosecutor, you know, submits this disclosure to say, hey, this happened, it wasn't appropriate, and everybody should know. I was very surprised. So, and I still hate it because I also am like, y'all killed that boy. Yes. He was a grown man, but it's like, it pisses me off because y'all should be held accountable because of what y'all did.
Yeah, and it's on tape.
And it's on tape. Yes,
literally,
the video goes viral.
If you all haven't seen this video, warning, it's crazy, but I don't understand what the argument's about. Them police jumped on that man and he died.
I agree.
Because of that. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well, if you get a jury summons, make sure you show up so that you can be on the trials and that you can convict the people that deserve to be convicted. Next, let's talk about the Adelson trial. Again, I've been getting ate up because people are saying I'm putting a T in there. Maybe because I'm congested. I don't know. But Adelson? I'm saying Donna Adelson.
Adel.
I guess people are saying I'm putting a T. I don't know. Regardless, Grandma Adelson.
Gangster grandma.
Gangsta hire a hitman grandma in Florida. Is on, today is day 8. The defense has now, her team is now presenting their side of the case. And I just need to go back to what happened last week because it was absolutely wild. So last week, the prosecutors they talk about this bump. Okay. So 2 years after.
A bump, for you guys that don't know, it's a sting. It's like a sting operation.
Yes.
The bump.
After 2 years after Dan Markel's death, the police are still investigating and they have their sights on a few people, including Donna and Charlie. And so they tap their phones. But because it's been 2 years, everybody on the phone they're not talking about, Donna and Charlie are not talking about Dan Markel's death like that. So police are like, we need to do something to get these folks to talk about the death so we can catch them up and put them in jail. So they do this bump. And the bump, let me pull it up so you can just see it.
Excuse me, Mrs. Adelson? How you doing? Just want to give you this. Listen. You're scared. No, don't be scared. Listen, just want to let you know that we know that your family has been taking care of Katie and her friend Pluto for quite some time after your problem up north has been resolved. And I want to let you know that my brother, he's incarcerated. He helped your family with this problem you guys had up north. And we want to make sure that he's going through some rough times. And we want to make sure that you take care of what he's going through the way you're taking care of Katie and Tuzo. Well, this will explain it. Thank you.
This is the only reason I would want to be a police officer.
To do that?
Yes.
The
to
problem
investigate and like sneak around and
if
find people.
I don't care if I was involved in a crime like that. That just feels like a badly written movie to me.
Oh,
like the
yeah.
whole thing feels so like dumb. It feels like how people imagine crimes, things like that take place, but not how they actually take place.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, this is funny.
Yeah.
It's like a little funny. And so what happens, and this is what police care about, what happens after the bump, after that interaction, police want to see who Wendy is going to call, because who you call next is going to tell us a lot. And what you say on that call is going to tell us a lot. And so Wendy calls her son, Charlie. And Charlie is an idiot. Charlie is about dumb.
I wonder, is tapping your phone, is it just a flick of a switch?
Well, well,
I'm saying they go to your provider and they're
Yes.
like, oh, just hit this. You can listen to everything he's saying right here.
yeah. And well, what they're supposed to do is not listen to, they're only supposed to listen to things that like relate to what they're investigating, right? When you talk about other things, they're not supposed to listen. And actually before that, speaking of listening to things that they're not supposed to listen to, I just want to play, before I play who Donna called and what she said after the bump, I want to play this other clip because they were recording, they had tapped Charlie's phones. Charlie was talking so rude and reckless about his sister Wendy. He is such a mean person. He's like, I'm going to play this clip so you can hear this man on the phone with their mother. Like, she got 2 kids. I would never date nobody with 2 kids. She crazy. She better low key take what she can get. He didn't say it like I said it, but essentially that's what he said. So hold on and listen to this.
Just hear me out. I can talk to Wendy differently than anyone can, but even when I do, I don't reference it as saying, Wendy, in a million years I wouldn't date a girl like you with 2 kids. Because it's true, in a million years.
Did you hear that? He said, Wendy, in a million years I wouldn't date a girl like you with 2 kids, because sure, in a million years I wouldn't.
I would. What I would say is, Wendy, the Victoria's Secret model, I wouldn't have you set me up with if she was 37.
Now he's talking about age. A Victoria's Secret model who's 37, he wouldn't take because too old.
It's a double standard, but that's life. And she knows about double standards in life. It is what it is. So all I can say is, like, when I talk to her and I put it in those terms, she gets it. She gets it. But, obviously it doesn't help that she's got these fucking friends that tell her that you deserve the Superman.
He just said all her friends are telling her she deserves Superman. And basically that's not true.
This man talking to his mama
about his sister.
About his sister.
And she's
about
just
her
like,
daughter.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
With some guy who's a doctor who's single, who's just dying to take over the responsibility of 2 kids who aren't his. I mean, listen, do I look like the kind of guy that wants to go home from work and talk to my 37-year-old girlfriend while her kid farts in my face?
In case you're listening and not watching, that's why I keep stopping. What he just said is, listen, do I look like the kind of guy that wants to come home from work and talk to my 37-year-old girlfriend while her kid farts in my face? No, they're my nephews. I love them. But as far as dating someone, hell no.
No, with my nephews, I love them. But as far as dating someone, hell no.
What? What?
Asshole!
You talking to your mama though, not your friend. You talking to your mama about your sister that way. This is crazy.
He's so mean.
That is wild.
And she's just like, yeah, I know. Our dumb little relative.
She probably sitting at the house doing crossword puzzles, got him on speaker. Baby. I know. Tell her husband, you making some coffee?
So rude. Okay, now all of that because he want to be on the phone talking mean. And then after Donna gets involved in this little bump, she calls him and he acts like he's the smartest person in the world. But this is what he does on the phone.
Nephew's farting in his face. That's funny.
Okay. Did someone write a letter to you or something?
I got some paperwork hand delivered to me.
You're being sued?
No, that's what I thought it was, but I'm going to talk to you.
The audio not great.
Okay. Is Wendy down there? Is it involved Wendy?
No. So let me just talk to you later. And
the audio sucks, but
I think you might have get people confused. So Donna is the one that received the letter from the police officer in the street. Okay.
Yeah.
And his sister is where?
His sister.
Well, just living life right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So Donna got the letter from the officer, and now Donna has called her son about what has just happened.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And so she calls him and she's like, I would love to talk to you. I just got something. And he's like, what'd you get? And she's like, oh, a letter. And he's like, am I being sued? And something hand delivered. She's trying her damnedest to not outright say what has just happened. And he's an absolute idiot. He just keeps asking her all the questions he can possibly ask her about it. With like at one point he's like, well, do you want to take a picture of it and send it to me? No, idiot. What? And so then she tries to, I feel so bad for her because she tries to be clever. At one point she's trying to be clever. So she says, yeah, maybe when we see each other, you can bring some cash. And he's like, what? And she's like, for dinner, you know how you bring cash for dinner? I don't have cash. I need to bring cash. Are you being blackmailed? And it's like, honey. And she, well, maybe something like that. I mean, sometimes what? And so she's like, he says, was it just like a bad Yelp review? And she's just, those Yelp reviews get really bad, but this one is like really bad. What?
Well, let's talk about the Yelp review in person.
I mean, literally. And then they hang up and he calls her back 15 minutes later. Hey, so were they black, white, or Mexican? It's like, what? Were they old or young? Did they have a hat and glasses or were they just out there? And then they hang up and he calls again. He calls 3 times. And then he's like, hey, just so you know, don't talk about this in the apartment.
Sir.
She's trying not to, but you keep calling her back. Idiot. He was so bad. But eventually, okay, because during the bump, the agent gives Donna a article about Dan's death. It has $5,000 on there. Like he's asking for $5,000. That's why she was like, Dan, bring some cash and a phone number. And eventually Charlie calls the phone number. So he calls the agent to talk to the agent. Right. And I feel like the agent sounds like an agent, but let me play it. I think you'll be able to hear this one better.
Hello? Hola, diga. Hello, diga. Who is this? Who's this? Someone's been calling my family and trying to figure out who this is. Well, in reference to what, man? Someone by the name of Sammy call? Yeah, that's me, man. All right, what's going on? Well,
fast forward just a little bit.
My family's not been taken care of. I talked to the bankless locker. Why are you calling me? Who are you? I gave the number to a lady. I don't know Taco. You don't know Taco? I'm not really know Katie.
I'm gonna go toward the end.
Because let me tell you something. I was a driver with Taco, and he told me the whole story. He told me nobody was taking care of him, nobody was taking care of him, and nothing was taken care of with Taco. So we know what's going on.
that's what needs to be taken care of. Do the right thing. The lady already heard the paperwork. She knows what I'm talking about. We know Katie. We know people. We know we can take care of it.
Okay, that's the next part.
Let me look at more. No more fucking around, man. No more fucking around. This ain't going away. That's what you guys need to do the right thing for that. That's my brother, man. That's my brother, and he needs to be taken care of. His family needs to be taken care of because he's and people have been taken care of. I never.
All right, it's not the best audio, but let me give you a little bit of context because what's happening at this point is there's the two hitmen, right? There's Garcia and Rivera. Rivera was actually already in jail by this time. He's incarcerated. And so the whole point of the bump, what the agent is saying is Rivera, who he's calling Tuto or Tato, whatever he's saying, is my brother. He's in jail and he needs to be taken care of the way y'all are taking care of Katie and Garcia. My boy's in jail. He was a part of this and he needs to be taken care of. That's what he's getting at. Of course, Charlie is like, we don't know what you're talking about. But what is funny is that in my opinion, the agent is he really is not convincing. He's not. And at one point he's like, y'all need to just do the right thing.
Yeah.
And that is what gets Charlie. He calls his mom later on and he's like, what is this, a dare class? Like, do the right thing, make good choices. And I was low-key like, you're kind of making a good point because, and then at the beginning, so when Charlie calls Katie to tell her about the call, Katie says, what exactly did the person on the call say? And Charlie says, I tell them, I'm talking to Sammy, and the person on the call says, and what is this in reference to? And so Katie says, reference to? He used a big word. And I was like, first of all, that's not that big, but also your point is being made, right? Nobody is like, what is this?
Man, what you calling me for, man?
Can I take a message? What is this in reference to?
What you need, dog?
What's your callback number? Like, it was sounding very professional, and I kind of agreed with him that this was terrible.
Yeah, Johnny's not in right now. Can I take a message?
Like it's giving.
All right, I have him call you back.
It's giving reception.
Yeah.
So they eventually make them right. They're like, bro, this is not real.
Yeah, the popo undercover.
Yeah. So that happened, and then the last thing, because we've been here for a while.
See, I fit in. If I was an undercover car, I'm like, hey, Playboy, look, man, my partner up the road, you best to bring. Hey, he needs some money on his books. Matter of fact, I need 10,000 tomorrow in this mailbox. Police call. You ain't gonna hear from me again. I'm gonna turn all y'all in tomorrow.
I wouldn't. You need. I don't even know what you need in this situation, but he was not convincing, in my opinion.
Nah, he was straight up talking like he probably talking in real life.
Probably. So fast forward to Charlie goes to court. Charlie gets convicted. This is after everybody else has been convicted. Charlie gets convicted. The day Charlie gets convicted, he is sitting obviously in jail. He calls his mom, Donna, from the jail phone. They're having this conversation. Woe is me. This is a sad day. Whatever. At one point, it sounds like Charlie's phone has hung up. And so you hear Donna saying, hello, hello, Charlie, Charlie. And so she believes the phone has hung up. But instead of hanging up on her end, she just leaves the phone, apparently, going. And so
75-year-old activity.
Because it's a jail phone, those record. They say at the beginning, this call is recorded. This is a recorded line. We are listening. They say that at the beginning. So she doesn't hang up the phone. She believes Charlie's gone. And so she proceeds to talk to everybody in her house about what her upcoming plans are. And those plans include her catching a flight to Vietnam because it's a non-extradition country. And so police, a few days after this phone call happens, police, I guess, are combing through Charlie's jail calls and they hear this conversation and so then FBI investigates and they're like, oh, she has her and her husband have purchased a flight one way to Vietnam leaving tonight. So police meet her at the jetway. and they take her into custody that night. I'll attempt to play. I'm not going to play it long because all the audio sucks on here, but I'll play a little bit of it because it's so funny. And to your point, it's just so appropriate for a 75-year-old. Like, yes, absolutely, this is what happened. Hold on.
We going to Vietnam tomorrow, y'all. Yeah, because some things happen.
I mean, she's talking about everything. It's so stupid.
I have I didn't say this to you before I picked up the phone, but there's a lot of things that we have to do, and we've got to.
This is when she's still talking to him.
So one of them involves taking care of some things for Roman. So I'll let you know what time to call him. Can you hear me, Joanne?
There it is. Can you hear me, Charlie?
Sure. You can't hear me again, right? Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie, can you hear me?
Charlie, can you hear me?
I'm sorry. The fourth time that they cut the line each time.
So now she's redirected and she's talking to people in the house, but she hasn't hung up her phone.
Then they petition at some point. So after speaking to them this morning, and really what they're thinking up there, I don't know if we'll make it out in time. I really don't.
I don't know if we'll make it out in time.
You might, or you might do all of it at the airport. That could happen. It could happen. I don't know, but it's worth a try.
We might get to
the Dan she's referring to is Charlie's attorney, whose name
she's saying we might get to the airport and they'll stop us. I don't know, but it's worth a try.
Oh, you were upset by the verdict. But the anger directed at me is not justified. I don't know how much anger.
She's now reading a letter
I'm not
from
responsible in
Wendy.
any way for Charlie's situation. I am not guilty because I did not do anything. I was to my family or anyone else about this case. No, about the case, which is true. We've never done it. I followed his advice anymore. Right now, I guess Dad and I are just shocked that you didn't think of coming to see us or even calling.
Okay, that's actually enough. I'll stop there. What she eventually ends up saying, which I actually found to be sad. I didn't mark down the time code, but Donna is in this house and she's like talking about how sad she is that her oldest son doesn't talk to her. Her middle son, Charlie, he basically has no hope because he has life in prison. And our youngest child hates us and is not talking to us either. And it's like, I'm just so sad. She literally says, I feel like our family is cursed. And in that, for a brief second, just for a quick second, I was like, that's really sad. That's sad to feel like, dang, what happened to our life? But like, also you're the result of it, right? Like you put the hit out, you didn't have to do that and everything could have been fine. People go through divorces all the time and they be fine. You chose to go to the next level. So anyway, that's all I needed to say.
Split second for me. You need to be in jail.
But I think we have a
grandma.
We have a objection. So let's play that and then we can get out of here.
The way that Charlie was talking in them calls to his mama, I was almost wondering if the police had already gotten to him and he was working for them, because she talking in code and he is making sure to decode everything.
That would be such a turn of events if he flipped.
He probably did.
Well, he wouldn't get. What would he get out of it at this point?
I mean, less time.
I guess so.
They be flipping for all types.
Well,
of
the
stuff.
state didn't call him though. He was on the witness list,
Mhm.
and the state has arrested. The state didn't call him, and honestly, I don't feel like they needed to. They don't need him to flip. They don't even need him because everything else is there. Yeah, it would have been if he did that whole phone thing and left it going so they could record. That's hysterical. Also, people were saying, was that the feds doing what they do? Like, to your point of a conspiracy, what was him acting as if, like, what happened in that instant? How did the phone not hang up? And what happened to Charlie in that call? It doesn't make sense. So people are like, unless it was.
Yeah. There's no rules. There's no stipulations to any of this stuff. These people can tap your phone. They can turn your phone on. They can turn your camera on. there's no escaping the government or whoever's after you when they after you. Because I mean, come on, that's wild. I remember tapping. They said tapping phones. They had to go to your telephone pole and tap your phone, your landline, and that's how they listened into your conversation. They had to go up.
People used to say that, or you're saying that's how it used to work?
But that's how it worked. Oh. That's how they will show you how it worked. This is how they have to go to your landline and tap it.
Oh, got it.
Now
you can just call AT&T.
I can be in Dubai listening to your call or watching you on your phone. That's crazy. I don't know. You do the crime, you gonna do the time, especially somebody has an inkling of you, like they can find out if you had anything to do with anything. This is wow. This is so now you have a grandma, the son, the son's ex-girlfriend, the two killers.
Well, the girlfriend's baby daddy.
The girlfriend's baby daddy. Yeah, the two killers. You got 5 people. 1, 2, and the last 2 dudes that did the killing, they probably got children and families themselves. And now they probably gonna get the wife. She gonna be down the hole.
Yeah,
Wendy.
We'll see if she's next.
And ain't no telling was the daddy. If the mama's 75, the dad has to be by 70.
He look every bit of it in that courtroom. He be looking like
they probably gonna get him too. Just because they didn't want this man or this man didn't want them moving with his kids. It's crazy, man. That's wild.
All right, I think we are done. We done went through 3 cases today. You can follow me on ImNotALawyerBut on all the platforms. Make sure you like, subscribe on YouTube for sure. I'm trying to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. Go to ImNotALawyerBut.com to get the merch. You want to tell them
they can join the Patreon at any time as well. But you can find me at GOOLZBY on Instagram.
Until next time.
Court is adjourned.